Dana Abercrombie, the Koalition. Thank you both for speaking to me. Antonio, I wanted to start with you first as KJ. Oh, no, sorry, as Khalil. Almost cried. I just wanted to hug him with his
Okay.
character and say it's going to be okay. He said that, him growing, just the ability to be able to grow up is his future.
Mhm.
And so, with that being said, I wanted to know what does this opportunity of both staying in school and being under Jordan's wing present him, or helps that it presents him?
The beautiful thing I think about Khalil's journey is we're going to see what a black boy's like when he's loved, and coming up, I've had some of the same challenges of not having people believe in me, not having the access to the opportunities that I would have liked. I think art is our future. I think art can heal and save a lot of us. So I'm happy that Khalil has such wonderful people like Jordan and even like Amina that believe in him. A few questions. One of my favorite scenes. Someone asked that earlier, but it's a hallway scene I have with Amina where she's just encouraging Khalil, to keep doing X, Y, Z. You know what I'm saying? And I
Mhm.
think like having black women and older elders in our life to keep motivating us. We might see a better product in our youth.
Right. And so for Alexis, as Amina, what I wanted to know is she's stuck in between kind of girlhood and womanhood. What does she think that womanhood represents to her? And how do you feel? Do you feel that she is going about the right way to accomplish that?
I think that she is. And I think at 16, you feel like everything is very high stakes, which it is because you are transitioning into the person that you want to be. You are trying to figure out how you want to show up to the world. And I think she is leaning on her community to do so. Through her community, she's finding herself, she's finding her identity. And she's had to face a lot of adult things as a young child, like the death of her mother and having to be taken away from her father for some time because he was incarcerated and having to go live with her grandparents and then the reintroduction into her father's life and still having all these questions about why her mom. So I think she's had to grow up to an extent, but now she is stepping into her own and she's using her mother's life and the memories of her mother to navigate how she wants to present herself to the world because I think her mom meant a lot to her. That's who she spent from age 1 through 10 with. And so she she's really leaning on to what happened to my mom this season and how I can show up and be my best self because when I saw her, when I was with her, she was her best self.
So for both of you, do you feel that your characters have to prove something to yourselves first before you can prove it to other people?
Yes, yes, in a way. I think they have to see something in themselves to be able to show it to other people, maybe. I think,
Mhm.
with Khalil, there's a value issue where I don't know if he really, sees himself as people around him see him. And I don't know if he believes in himself in the way others believe him. So I believe that the sooner Khalil, comes to really see himself, the sooner he'll be able to present, his true self to the world.
And for me, there's a saying that's like, you can't give what you don't have. And I think what's so beautiful about community is that we are able to pour into each other. And so I think we find a way to figure out ourselves through what we learn from others and what they pour into us. And I think that's what these characters are doing to navigate their own lives.
Right. What I love about the characters with Amina, she's kind of aggressive a little bit when it comes to Khalil, and so, but it seems to fall into place.
I'll
No.
say, I'll say instead of aggressive, I'll say like maybe passionate about her
Yeah.
friendship. I think she's passionate. I think she has found a friend that she can lean on and vice versa. And so when you're 16, like love is just it's such a big thing. It's grand. It's like I want what I want and hopefully I can get it, but as we see there's challenges that she's facing because Khalil sees her as a sister figure.
Right.
So uh I think she is trying to figure out how I can get what I want. But then again, there's obstacles in her way. So she's finding it. She's finding it. She's finding it. And I think what's beautiful is their foundation, and at the core of everything, Khalil and Amina's foundation is it's strong. They have a great friendship, so it's really beautiful to see, and it's going to be beautiful to see how it continues on through the season.
Can you add to that, Antonio? Because there is that friendship and there's that comfortability that both of you two have and
Yeah,
being able to
I
open
would
up.
say,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the last part.
No, I was saying being able to open up to each other that you don't do with other characters.
Yeah, I would say it's interesting. Amina don't play about Khalil, and vice versa. As we see in episode one. So what I love is, they do have an authentic friendship. I think one of Khalil's greatest challenges is he doesn't want to ruin that, or hurt her. And I believe friendships are like the most powerful relationships we can have. With one another. I believe friendships are stronger than family. So I'm excited to see them even have more lighter moments too, because the stakes are very high in their relationship. But I'm excited to see this, friendship continue to blossom.
What's interesting with Khalil is the fact that he's very observant, which we notice how he's watching the plays. I was wondering, is there something in his background that you feel that makes him pay attention to details that others are not able to see?
I think that's growing up in LA. I'm from here, I'm from Inglewood, California. And, we are often very hyper aware of our environment, our surroundings, because, of the history and gang violence and just the dangers of being in, such a mad city. So I think that hypervigilance is partially why he has to be hyper aware just for survival, but that, it's like that maladaption can also help, in a football game, just translating those tools, to another environment.
Right. And then kind of lastly for Amina, she is transitioning into this womanhood. I was wondering whether or not you can tease, do you feel that she is happy with her success or that movement towards womanhood?
I think as a human being, you never have all the answers. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if when we live life, there's ever a right or wrong. You just live. And you hope that through your life experiences, whether that's the good things that you think are good and your mistakes, that you learn how to be a human that is representative of someone who's strong, who's confident, who can stand on her own. And I think that's what she wants to come into. I think her rebellion is, she's reaching for a woman who is strong, a woman who others see as strong, a woman who speaks her mind and she is firm with it. And she doesn't mind being like her mother. And I think that's what's so amazing because her mother was a lawyer. So it's like it's beautiful to see these things. She has those glimpses of her mother inside
Mm-hmm.
of her, and uh, like what you see in your parents, you sort of take on, whether consciously or subconsciously. And so I think she just really wants to stand strong in her own and be someone who can make an impact. I think that's really important to Amina, is making an impact wherever she goes, whether that's in her friendships and her relationships with her father, with her family. She just wants to make an impact.
Wonderful. Thank you both so much for speaking to me.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
so
much.
much.